ways. This is just one. In the end of each book, young Jew Park and Eli Wiesel each lost their father due to different reasons. Young's Appa was put in a state of depression and anger by the loss of his Amma. Eli's father, on the other hand, died at a concentration camp. Although Mr. Park did not pass away, he left the family because of his actions. Both from a different point in time, Eli and young Jew shared many similarities. For example, the loss of a family member, personal struggles, and family struggles. Eli was also separated from his mother and little sister Tispora. They lost their fathers, went through family struggles, and had personal struggles. When young Jew and Eli were young, their fathers left them physically and mentally. Although Appa did not pass away, he left the country after the passing of his Amma. When he left because his Amma had died, and because of this, he became very depressed and went into a state of anger. And then when this happened, he moved back to Korea. In Eli's case, however, it was a different story. He lived in the time of the Holocaust. His family was sent to a concentration camp, along with thousands of other Jews. Without their fathers in their lives, each of their lives had just become a bit more challenging. Although Eli was on his own now, young Jew and her Amma her Amma and little brother June. This had an effect on their lives in major and minor ways. Major ways being Eli had no one left to live for, and he had to get out of the camp. Young Jew was also affected by Appa's absence. Appa did not believe that women had the same potentials as men. Though when June was born, he was very fond of having a son. As stated by Anna, Appa calls out, young Jew, do not worry your Amma. She is too tired to carry you. Besides, you are not the baby anymore. Page 34. When Appa said this, I could tell that he was little more to baby June and not young Jew anymore. Because young Jew is no longer an only child, she also does not get the same attention from Amma, Appa, Gomo, and Uncle Tim. Young Jew and Eli both had struggled at some point. At a time that young Jew had struggled was when her Harmony passed away. When she thought that she would wait for them to come back to Korea and visit. As Amma stated, Amma bites her lip and looks away. She reaches for my hand and says quietly, "Your Harmony passed away." What? Harmony is gone? Page 91. This came as a shock to the whole family, though it hit Appa the hardest because, in reality, his Amma was no longer there. I think that young Jew was very depressed when this happened because she had not seen her Harmony since she was 4 years old. Young Jew only has little memories of her from when she was little. Amma was sure that when Harmony would come back and wait for them to visit her. When Eli was separated from his mother and Tispora, he was also sure that he would see them again, but he did not. Losing someone that you're close to is hard. Sometimes it's the hardest thing, because when Eli did not have his father, mother, or sister anymore, what was he worth living for? He lived from that day on to survive and waited until he could get out of the camp. In conclusion, this is how young Jew and Eli had both struggled at a point in their life. Both Eli and young Jew had struggles. When Harmony died, it took a toll on the Park family. Appa, however, went into a state of depression where he let out his anger that he would take out on young Jew and Amma. He would beat them, although he did not take any of this out on June because he was his son. And when he came to America, he was not the fondest of women. With his anger, he came close to killing Amma once. He would slap them, kick them, and call them things that I will not be saying. As Anna stated on page 109, "You," Appa shouts, hitting the side of my head with his knuckles, "will never question me." At a short time after this happened, Appa told her to stay on the ground until she learned to be a Korean girl again. On the other side, Eli went through having to watch his father get beat because he could not march in step. After that happened, Eli also got beat for seeing something he should not have seen. This shows that both families, young Ju's family, and Eli and his father both went through struggles, both physically and mentally. Overall, losing a family member or two can have a major effect on your life and your family's lives. This is shown in The Step from Heaven by Anna and Night by Eli Wiesel. When you lose a loved one, people in your family can have different reactions. For example, Appa. When Amoni passed away, he was depressed. He let out his depression on his family. On the other hand, when Eli lost his father, he did not take it out on the other men in the camp. He held it in for the first few minutes. When he found out his father was dead, he was very upset. In conclusion, even though Eli and young Ju are very different people with very different situations, they are alike in many ways.
Alright, feedback from Marie. Paula, can you sit down? And no, you're not, that's not how you can do that. Not right after she's called them. Yeah, you can turn it off.